Anyways, yo, boys, hello. It's been a freaking minute. Hi, sorry about that. Get some water. Okay, we got a lot of things to do today. One of them being a reaction, another one being a rant. But anyways, yes, I have not posted very recently, and that is my bad. I was going through a lot of shit. I got like a couple jobs, so that was a bit rough. Um, so doing content creation for like full time, and then only doing content creation for like dude like 4 hours a day or something. Yeah, these videos came out are coming out a lot less quickly. So but good news is I am working on currently 3 videos right now. The next video will be coming out hopefully this weekend. It'll be a tier list video. I do have some thoughts about tier list videos going forward, but we'll figure that out after I finish this one. I will get that to you guys as soon as I can. Because I actually wasn't okay. The problem was is I actually wasn't planning on making a tier list video this season. And then I put out the poll because I was like, oh shit, I should probably actually, ask my viewers, if that's what they want. And then 80% of you guys, or at least the guys who actually interacted with the poll, came out and were like, yeah, we prefer the tier list. And I was like, shit. Okay, better get on that. So yeah, no, I've been trying to get the video out as fast as possible, which is been kind of hectic. Not gonna lie, that was freaking tough as hell. But we're working on it. We're trying. I will get it out again probably this weekend if everything goes well. Um, I still have a few shows I need to watch, binge. One of them is like Ruri Rocks. I have to watch that, and then form an opinion. So we'll see what happens. And then I have to finish Clavitas, however you pronounce that, and I'll get that to you guys. So I have to write the scripts for those, obviously. So, anyways, that's sort of an update. And then I have 2 regular review videos coming in, and then obviously um, weekly or every 2 weeks shorts. So hopefully that'll fill in for the time that I was gone. Hopefully I won't leave you guys for like 10 years. Anyways, talking about ghosting, freaking Gigguk's Anime BAAN came out, and I was supposed to react to this last week or like the day it came out, and then life happened. So by life I mean I got really freaking drunk, like I got really smashed. But anyways, I couldn't obviously stream in that condition. So anyways, that aside, we today are going to react to the BAAN. Holy crap! Don't sue me. BAAN Anime, which we are actually, funny enough, allowed to. So this is one of the first legal things I've done in terms of anime. Um, but I'm looking. I've been looking forward to it for quite some time actually, and I've been watching like a lot of what Gigguk has like said about it in terms of the writing process, where he got his ideas from. If you have any like you know, if you know anything about like say like link click and stuff, I remember him saying that he was inspired a lot from how link click episodes were kind of formed. How link click in like 20 minutes is able to sort of make you like characters or appreciate characters and have like a full story arc within like 20 minutes, and sometimes be really emotional. But we'll see. So like here's the thing, I'm really trying to I really hope this is really good. I hope this is good. But I don't think you know, I'm not expecting this to be higher than like a really, really high 7, just because it's his first work and shit like that. But I am willing to be surprised. I'm hoping it's going to be good. I've heard really good things. Kevin Pinkin, I think his name is Pinkin or whatever his name is. Um, the dude who wrote the soundtracks for Made in Abyss is doing the soundtracks for this, which is kind of makes me stoked. I'm not gonna lie. So, anyways, is there any other background to this I should probably know? Just let me know down in the comments. Obviously, I have a weird setup here, so I might take me a few seconds to see them. But we have our. Hold on, let me grab my beer. We have our beer here today. It is currently. Never mind. It is cider. Cider. Okay, so never mind. I take that back. Regardless, I'm actually not sure what studio is doing this. I forgot which studio did this. Staff original work. Animation Studio Daisy. Interesting. I'm gonna look that up right now. Actually, let's see. Studio Daisy. Yeah, let me get you guys some music in the background. Studio Daisy. All right, let's see. Oh no, let's do my anime list. What have they done? I want to see what they've animated before. Oh, they've done like nothing. Oh shit. Okay. What's this? There's like no trailer. Ooh. I mean, it's not rated bad. It's not rated poorly or anything. That looks interesting. Okay. Maybe I should bring my model to this side so I can like turn. What is this? Huh. Anyways, point is they haven't done a whole lot, so that makes me a little worried. But you know, it is what it is. I will be watching it in obviously Japanese. I'm sorry, as good as dub is getting nowadays. I'm still a very loyal subtitles fan. So, honestly, there's not a whole lot more I can say. I think it has a good idea, a good concept. It's very different. Let me read the synopsis. A story of two people in search of a new life who leave their birthplaces, traveling to a whole different world, trying to find a place where they truly belong. Set in the fictional world of Euthania. A land rich in nature with various magical races based on Southeast Asian mythology, which is connected to Japan via a warp gate. I like this song. No copyright. Interesting. Okay. Well, there you have it. I think let's jump right into it, honestly. I'll try not to, pause too many freaking times, because I mean that's always great. But let's get this on 1080 full screen. All right, I'm gonna put my face down a bit so I don't do weird stuff. All right, and without further ado, let's see how good this shit is. Is it any good at all? Is it dog water? Is it does it make you regret your life? Will it make me reconsider my life? I hope so. I hope so, in a good way. I hope so. So let's see. Let's see. I'll give my genuine thoughts at the very end. But please give me your opinion, because it generally takes me a bit of time for me to figure out like my opinion for shows. Generally, because it's like, oh, like kind of how do I feel a lot of the time. But anyways, all right. Enough yapping. Let's go. Geeks Plus. Hello, Allure. Sorry, the chat's not on screen. I'm doing great. How are you? Yeah, we're just reacting to Gigguk's anime, BAAN. It is the title of the stream, but yeah, I hope you're doing well though. This is my first time seeing this, so I don't actually know how good it is, or anything. But we'll find out. We're finding out. Like all good trains in Japan do.
俺の PC 覗くのやめてくんないかな。
行ってきます。お父さん。
I really do love anime, yes. Absolutely. I am an anime channel. As weird as that sounds. But just saying anime is pairs really well with alcohol. Alright? Just throwing that out there.
心配なのはわかるけど重い。
2 times speed? Sometimes. Absolutely sometimes. Okay, she's leaving. Damn, okay. Baki Hanma. I have not. Or maybe I have, I don't remember. I've watched way too much in my lifespan. Oh, I like this shot. That's your fave? I'll have to check it out, dude. It depends how old it is. Like if it's much of an older anime, then I probably haven't seen it. But kind of all the newer stuff since like 2010, I think I've kind of seen everything. Not everything, but almost. I do like the tone. Yeah, the tone's decent. It's pretty decent so far, I think. I can already tell there's a good contrast between the two, being able to juggle the two, but we'll see how strong the writing stays. So let me know if I'm too loud or something. Oh, that was me this morning. Like, I drank like all yesterday. That's absolutely what I was this morning. Show actually is kind of pretty, I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of relatable, not gonna lie. You're checking 13 companies, yeah. The voice acting's good.
意外といける。料理とかしたことなかったけど。
大丈夫、座ってなさい。
一緒に作りたかったんだよ。本当に。
お電話ありがとうございます。カスタマーサポートセンターの。
She's for customer support. That's hilarious. That's awkward. That's really freaking awkward.
うん、これで間違いなさそうだな。
that's what you get. Like, what are you expecting?
よし。あー、すっきりした。明日も頑張ろう。まだ大丈夫そうね。
Yeah, give it a few more years. You're not gonna be that energetic in the morning
なあ大地、就
or the
活と
night
かした
before.
の？
いやまだ。
お前んち開業医だもんな。このまま親んところで働く感じ？
多分それはない。
Mostly anime, but I did stream some games a few times. Thinking of doing more in the future, but we'll see what happens. Again, YouTube takes up a lot of my time, so don't get a whole lot of time for streaming. Welcome to the life of an office worker. That's me. Now I'm curious why this guy chose to come to this planet. Or this universe. Music's good.
私は帰らない。
Well, the fact that they're incorporating like cool like cultural festival things that like aren't just Japanese, dude, that's got cool. It's refreshing. I also like it how they're just not explaining what this dragon is. Like that's actually, I think that adds a lot. There's no like lore dumping in this. My VTuber model? Just a VGen. Somewhere in, yeah, just a random artist like a couple years ago. Good artist, though.
これ祭りが始まった。
Armpit. Armpit. Armpit spotted. What is happening?
卵を守るのよ。はい。
Oh, that's an egg?
合図はまだか。
To be fair, that's
よし。
probably
あとは任せろ。
not many other options of what that could have been,
漏らさず仕留めるぞ。ブルシャ、なんでこいつらまで。リン。
逃げて。早く。
but... Wait, did their parents just die?
なんか様子が変だな。
あの日。
あの日。あの日、俺は自分がいるべき場所を見つけることができた。
Shit.
あの日。大地にいろんなものを背負わせてしまった。だから私は。りんちゃん行こう。
good. The fact that there's like not much dialogue, very good. They're showing and not telling. That's how you write short stories.
ねえねえりんちゃん、魔法使ってみせてよ。ダメダメ、魔法は禁止。大丈夫、ここ会社じゃないし。魔法使えるのりんのいいところ。
Not gonna lie, something like this would be so complicated if you were to actually expand on a story like this.
そう。
Of just jumping between universes and like how that interacts, like how that influences
今日は早めに閉めようか。
just the universe.
わかった。
もっち遊ぼう。
ルナ、上に上がるよ。
やだ、もっちと遊ぼう。
ほら、早く。
まだ眠くない。
じゃあ、ゲームでもしようか。
いいよ。どうぞ。ありがとう。家族がいると賑やかでいいね。もう一人増えるし。だね。おめでとう。私さ、大に影響を受けてユーサニアを出てみたの。ちょっとだけのつもりがこっちが家になって大事な家族もできた。いいなあ、そういうの。私ももっと頑張んなきゃ。無理しなくてもいいのよ。私たちユーサニア人は気持ちの嘘はつけないから。ああ、そうそう。これ
I like
大
that.
から預かってる。メッセージを見て。
今これを見てるってことはアンさんからスマホを渡されてるよな。そっちに行って1週間後かもしれないし1年後かもしれない。ちゃんとご飯食べてる？お父さんはさ、カレー作ってた。一人なのに作りすぎちゃって。リンがいつもいっぱい食べるから。リンはきっとそっちでいっぱい頑張ってるよな。でもあんまり頑張りすぎないでいいから、好きな時にいつでも帰っておいで。それじゃ。
お願いします。
かしこまりました。
Sag. Oh, this music's good. No magic. That's great.
Beautiful. ただいま。
おかえり。今夜はユーサニア名物大カレーだ。
いただきます。
どう？
最高。
Fade to black. Wow. Hey. And that's the end, I guess. Excuse me. Okay, we'll listen to this. This might get me copyright struck, but who cares? I doubt it though. I'm just gathering my thoughts. Kevin Penkin was definitely the best dude to pick for this. Absolutely. Nice anime, to be honest? Yeah. That's crazy, because that was like, 18 minutes or something like that. That went by so fast. That's crazy. Okay. Let's find a good shot. We need where's where are we? Where's the right shot? Okay, there we go. All right, we found the right shot. All right, now I can give my thoughts. Can I play a song? What do you mean by that? What effect do you mean by that? Can I play a song? No, I'm not that talented. Here, let me do this. Cool. Now I have music in the background. Hopefully it's not too loud. Okay, here, give me a sec. What are my thoughts on this? I'm gonna say, first of all, that was really good, for short. I think there are definitely two ways of going about, a singular episode and like having to speed run character development. There's the atmospheric kind, which is this, and then there is the, very character-driven kind, which is like a Gintama episode or a, Link Click episode. This was obviously, again, as I said, the atmospheric type, and that's because the reason why he chose that clearly is because he wanted to do some world building. I know he added a lot of I think it's Thai mythology into it. I'm not sure, but I think so. But yeah, no, I would say definitely in terms of first of all, the animation is great. All right, let's cross that off. I'm not a huge fan of the color palette, but that is just a me thing. It was clearly intended, and I don't think it takes away anything from it. I think it's good. I'm sure people are gonna like it or even prefer that. I'm obviously, I like a different theme, but that's just me. I don't care. It has nothing. There's no bearing on this, I think. But I think it's with the music. The music kind of elevated this to a whole nother level than I think just the storytelling. But he told a complete story, and I think the biggest thing that is the most important when writing a short story And the reason why I'm just, talking like I know what I'm talking about, is, I mean, I've written a few things. That doesn't mean anything, okay? That doesn't mean, but I'm going to pretend like I know what I'm talking about, all right? And just from my own experience, and just consuming so much freaking anime and stories in general, and movies and TV shows, to pull off a short story such as this one, I think to get world building as a part of it, it is really, really hard. If you just say, in Gintama and all these other shows like that, you could say, oh, the characters are incredible in a single episode, and yes, they are. That's because I think the authors are very talented, but they also have given time for there to be world building, or they're already in a world that doesn't require, like Link Click doesn't really require a whole lot of world building off the bat. So in this one, this is definitely a very hard thing to do, which is to pull off world building at the same time. Now, I think what he did in this was he pulled off the world building a lot better than the characters, which is not a bad thing. And I think coupled with the music, did an incredible job. Unfortunately, it just wasn't long enough to actually grab me. I did not have enough time with the characters to feel for them. So even like when the girl was crying, I was like, I really want to feel for this, but I can't, and it's just because it wasn't long enough. It absolutely could have. If it was like another 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes longer. I feel like, but I also don't think he was trying to do that. Like, I don't think he was trying to make a tearjerker or anything like that. He was just trying to, at least make us feel the atmosphere, feel the show, get a story with the characters from the beginning to the end, have a full story arc, and complete that. Which he accomplished, first of all, which is really, really freaking hard to do. Second thing, which is my main point that I was supposed to get to, but I forgot, was you want with a short story like this that requires, that has some sort of lore to it, or world building, you absolutely, the goal is to have the person finish it and be like, I want to see more, or asking questions like, okay, what would happen in this universe? Like, how does this even work? And I was already doing that very early on, and you could just attribute it to me thing, but I think that's a very good sign that I'm already starting to care about the world. At least I'm like, okay, well, how would this work? How would this mechanic work? How are these two races interacting with each other? How's that just fine? Are we just over that? Like, there's so much history we could talk about, but they also just assume that it's already happened, and they don't, try to make excuses for anything. It's just like, no, there's so much there that he didn't write. And I think that's the coolest part about this specifically, is what is not in this to me, and that I'm able to already start thinking about before the show's even done, or the episode finishes. I think that's really good. I think it's really cool. I'm pretty invested in the world already, and I think that's awesome. Let's see. I'd rate this a high 7, and I know that's the Mal score, but so it's not exactly anything special. I think it's incredible in terms of a short, like, when did it end? It was like, so really it was like 16 minutes. So I'd give it a 7.5, maybe. Just because of like what it is. I wouldn't, probably a 7. And I think that's just because it did pull me into the world pretty quickly. But yeah, it was not long enough for the characters to be felt for. You'd give it a 6. Yeah, I mean, I think it's tough to say, just because I also know the circumstances, like, it probably took him like hundreds of, I know it's like at least over $100,000 to make this, so it's kind of nuts when you think about it. So I think in terms of just writing a story in 16 minutes, not horrible at all, not horrible at all. Now you notice things like Shelter. You remember my Porter Robinson. If anyone recognizes that, they told a story even shorter, within one song, and that can that used to get me emotional. I think it hit a lot of people, but it really depends. I think in terms of actual rating, this is definitely not anything crazy. But I will say I'm impressed. Okay, I will not say this is a must-watch. This is incredible. This is it's a 7. I think it's a 7 for sure. But it kind of means a whole lot, sort of more to me, just because of it was able to do things that I didn't really expect a short story like this could really do. I was expecting a very character-focused story, whereas this is very much world building, I think. And the fact that it showed and not told us a whole lot, that's really good. I'm happy you did that. I'm just gonna say that, the fact that there's not much dialogue, most of it is just them showing us things, showing even the culture and stuff, and it's most people would be like, why would you waste 16 minutes on that? There was no lore dumping, there was no anything, they just showed it to us. And I appreciate that. I respect that. So yeah, I mean, I guess that would be my thoughts. I know one more thing that will impress you. Okay. Try me. I'm gonna skip through this a bit. Some shots I really liked. I do have some questions. Who is this? Is this is this the same person as this? I'm not sure. Your art. Oh. Hold on. Okay, let me go through this. Okay, let me see. This was cute. I thought that was cute. I'm actually, what also surprised me is how good the animation was. For this to be a self-funded project, I was from a studio that's, hasn't done a whole lot. I was expecting this to not be anything crazy. I thought it was gonna have freaking. There's a couple shows this season that I could point out, but it was kind of crap. Not gonna lie, kind of crap. That's what I was expecting was gonna be really not crap, but I would say stiff. Right, that's what I would say. I would say a lot of them generally stiff. But this is not stiff at all, which really surprises me. Oh, this was a great scene. See, I don't understand any of this, but the fact that I'm asking that, I'm sitting there, I'm not just being oh, he's just making stuff up because this is this, or he's just not explaining this because it's dumb. No, he's not explaining this because he doesn't have time, but he doesn't also need to. I don't need to ask questions because it's oh, I don't know why the clock is flying, but it can, and that should be a good thing. I'm perfectly fine with that. This is just part of the world, and it fits in really well. Let's see. Oh, this. That was good. I love this. This is I feel like this is the large sister animes, but anyways. I really do like this a lot. Want to have a look? Your art. Sure, yeah, no, after stream I could definitely do that. Or you could just, you could send me a link, I guess, in chat. I don't know if, I might look at it after stream, but, Yeah, no, I'd be interested. Let me see. Once again, this was cool. I do not understand it, and that's awesome. Great outfits, by the way. Do you have like a deviant art or like that? Because otherwise, I don't really want to share my Discord. At the moment, especially not on stream. But yeah. Let's see. What else did I really like? Oh, okay. This I really liked right here. This, I don't know what is happening, but this frame is kind of special to me, honestly. I think it says something. This is very emotional. It's trying to tell us a bunch of things. I don't know what it is, but it reminds me in high school when I did one of my teachers had this thing called felt art, which I thought was really cool, where it was like a it was like basically kind of a sort of like therapy practice, which is basically just like, you know, I was in a boarding school with a bunch of dudes, so it's like, you know, a bunch of kids with a bunch of you know, emotions running around, always beating up each other and stuff like that, you know. It was weird to like sit down sometimes and just start coloring, and it's not like a coloring thing, but it's more like you're painting, but you're just painting weird shapes over top of each other, and just as you feel a different color, you just start doing that color, and you feel a certain shape, you try and do that shape. And I thought it was, I'm not going to go into the specifics of that. I don't know if it means anything. I doubt it has any sort of scientific shit to it, but there's some really cool stuff people were able to come out with, and this kind of reminds me of like some of that art that people came out with. I know this is like basic as hell, right? They're just coloring the trees and stuff like that. But to me, I don't know. This kind of makes me reminds me of that, and I think that's, you know, that's cool. It's cool. Let's see what else we have. Yeah, this is her. That is her dad. So it is the same person. I was pretty sure it was, but graphical art. Yeah, if you can send me like a link in chat here, to like say any places you post it. We'll say if you stream it, I don't know. But yeah, that would be my 2 cents. There's just there's a lot going into this, and I feel like, again, I wish there was like another like 5 minutes to you know, kind of digest all of it. I really like her design. It's just incredibly wholesome. It does have like, I know Gigguk often like referenced it as like, oh, this is his daughter, and like, you know, obviously you're gonna say that about, you know, your characters, but I think this really does kind of accentuate that, which is kind of, I think it's a cool concept in terms of art. It actually looks a bit unique to a certain extent, and I like that. Okay, we're gonna freaking change this music, absolutely, because we got something else to talk about. I will absolutely look at your art in a bit. Hold on, I have something I want to yap about real quick. Okay. Hold on. All right. Now let's go to this. Cool. All right. I'm gonna go into this rant because I got into an argument with my brother about this. He's a huge Demon Slayer fan. Now, I just came back from the theaters a couple weeks ago when I went and watched the Infinity Castle movie. It's breaking all kinds of records, if you don't know. That movie is incredible, by the way. It is incredible. Like, it is insane. I was blown away. I knew the animation was going to be insane, but holy crap, going into IMAX and just watching it, man, that was beautiful. That was freaking cinema. But again, I think this is something that I want to bring up for Demon Slayer, is that the two things that I like in Demon Slayer, out of all the arcs and everything, season 2 and the movie. And the reason for that is because I think the villains are well done. And I think season 2 would be 9 out of 10. Movie. Infinity Castle movie. 9 out of 10. Alright? I'm not going to debate that. That shit's insane. Those are great. First season, I'm even trying to rewatch it now. Okay? I'm rewatching it now on normal speed. Oh my gosh. It is so bad. Like, it is so hard to get through. It is so freaking cringe. Maybe, okay, we should get that's fine. We'll just do that for now. Oh my goodness. The characters are okay, the main character is infuriating, first of all. But I also don't think he has any sort of real, like, I can't tell his character, like, changes. That's too loud. Okay. I think first season is pretty much the same Tanjiro as third season. He doesn't feel any different to me. He gets new abilities, and maybe that's his character development, but like, he doesn't change as a person in terms of like what I can tell and how I felt. Also, I couldn't feel shit for him, and I think his sister does not have character. I know a lot of people think she's cute. I kind of see those scenes, and I think it's like, I just don't feel anything. It is what it is, whatever. Zenitsu pisses the frick out of me. Okay, he's just annoying, but at least he has character, right? He's an annoying character, but he has character, so I'm gonna respect him for that. Dude with the boar is boarhead mask thing. Absolutely the best character, at least out of the main few. But that's only because he's funny, and he's not actually that funny. He's funny some of the time, and definitely more in second season, but first season was but he's definitely on the better side. Man, oh my goodness, do I hate the first season. It is so, at least the first 12 episodes. I haven't kept going. I remember I never really liked it first season anyways, but man, like, the characters are crap. Like, oh my goodness, they're freaking black holes. And I'm just, I don't understand how, like, you know, someone who's literally like a couple years older than me, who's like freaking, you know, late 20s, is watching this and is like, this is great, this is good. I'm sitting there like, dude, this is cringe. I cannot get through this. I have to turn it up. Like, this needs to be at least 1.5 speed. Like, and then it'll maybe be bearable. Like, oh my goodness. Frick, man. So anyways, I was frustrated because I got into a big argument about it. And they were saying, they were just calling me, you know, it's freaking, I was trying to make the argument of like, okay, I liked it. I like second season. The reason why I love second season and the movies. Not actually the first movie. I didn't really care about the first movie. But the Infinity Castle movies. Loved the hell out of those. But again, that's because it only takes one really good character for me to start caring, right? It takes the movie, right? We finally got, like, you know, first season we got Gyotaro, or I think that's what it was. That's what sold me. That was when I was like, when we got his backstory. Sure, the fights were crazy good, but there was good emotional build up, first of all, to the fights, right? That was good. And then when we got actually to Gyutaro's backstory, that nailed it for me. That was actually when I was like, okay, all of this was worth it. All of this was good. This is incredible. right? And then same thing with the Infinity Castle movie. We have the fight with what's his name? You know, the dude with the fists, the like frozen freaking Elsa ability. It looks like it's not actually an ice ability, but looks like one. When he like activates it, and then he just starts punching, which is like okay. Anyways, we had an incredibly good backstory for that. Like a really, really good backstory for that. And that was what made it, right? There were such insane fights in the movie, but what nailed it again was the backstory, right? And I honestly really couldn't care about all the characters, right? Like, actually, the good characters, I really did not care about. But when Akaza, Akaza, I think, when he shows up, we have that whole scene. You know, the fights are amazing. They had a good emotional build-up, and then they nailed the backstory. That's what made me be like, okay, this is amazing. Like, this is incredible. But first season, oh my goodness, it's such a slog. I'm hoping, again, this is my second time watching it. I was not impressed the first time watching it. I'm on like episode 8 or 12 or something, but yeah, like, I'm watching it at just normal speed, which is, you know, I try and give these things as best as I can, but like, I'm watching it with a friend, and it's like, I don't know why. It's just, is what it is. Is what it is. I want to get that off my chest because, like, I don't understand has, like, you know, as a kid, right? If you're 15, 17, you think the first season of Demon Slayer is good, I don't care, right? That's perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. Up to you. You know what? You're a kid. I'm not going to fault you for that. But if you think the first season is good and, like, the lines that the main character does not spout every once in a while that are not the cringiest shit ever, and there's a lot of things where they just like, oh, by the way, did you know that, like, demon slayers kill demons? And you're like, really? That's insane, tell me more. And then they're like, well, here's the thing, humans, they're trying to kill the demons, and the demons can regenerate, but the humans, they have to kill the demons without regenerating. And you're like, that's, you know, that's huge. Thank you for telling me that. That's crazy. Anyways, I'm frustrated, okay? I'm angry because what the frick? And then he was going around, okay, I want to scroll down brother for a second. I hope he's not watching. He starts calling me the freaking shonen, like shonen brain, meat brain, which is, like, to me a huge insult. That's a huge insult to me because, like, I am the biggest slice of life romance guy to ever exist. Holy crap. So I don't know, like, and again, for me, like, I can think, you know, I can sit down and be like, fights look good, right? I can watch Chainsaw Man and be like, okay, the animation looks great. That's nice. The problem is that, especially nowadays, there are too many things that look really good. And so that's no longer a selling point anymore. And it also cannot just, it can't bring a show for me. Like, it can't make a show or a scene or make me care. I can be impressed by the animation and be like, that was a cool fight, but I'm not going to walk out and be like, oh, that was, I just don't care because I'm not connected to the characters. I don't understand them. I don't like them. I don't, you know, it doesn't matter to me if they live or die because it's like, whatever. And that was even in the movies, right? The movie and the second season, same thing. I didn't care about the good characters, but I did care about the villains, and the villains were written really, really well. And so that's what made those two incredible for me. Yeah, I don't know, first season, I'm like, also I think the fights in the first season, at least first two main fights, I guess, or just everything up in the first 12 episodes looks it looks very dated, I think. And I know we're comparing it to the best of the best here. Like we're talking about comparing it to second season and then to the freaking Infinity Castle movie. Like, what are we kidding ourselves here? But still, the fights were just poorly put together, poorly, not just animated, but I think just poorly. I don't know why the writer, like author, wrote it that way. You know, they just seem weird. kind of awkward. So that's kind of my thoughts. I had to get that out of my head. Sorry if that hurt anyone's feelings. Actually, not sorry. But anyways, I would say again, Vinny Castle movie worth it. Second season worth it. First season, holy crap, is that a slog. So, what is my point with this? I don't know. I just needed to vent there, and I don't know why. I'll probably just enter the freaking edit this out. I'll have to sit through this, but because this is just either gonna be like people like just agreeing with me or just disagreeing with me, which is the more likely case. So it's not. I'm not really doing anything special here. Anyways, my pump is glitching out slightly. Okay, well, we're good. We'll drink some more after this. That's kind of everything I had in terms of what I wanted to look at. Are we actually just... What the frick is this playing? I'm so confused what it's been playing in the background. That's what... I'm just gonna do that. Okay. Well, I'm gonna be honest, that was kind of all I had planned. I don't know if you guys would be interested in a Silent Hill playthrough. I'm thinking of playing I bought Silent Hill F. Not sure if any of you guys are interested. But throwing it out there. Here's the thing. I think I'm gonna look for some friends. Probably get a friend or two. To sort of like join in on the stream. And then, you know, I think that would be helpful. That would be good. Make it a bit more fun because I don't know if I just want to get shit my pants by myself, right? Like that's kind of dumb. But anyways, I guess that's kind of all I had to say. I up to you guys. As I'll probably put out a poll, see what you guys think. But I also do kind of want to know how many people in my audience are like. Hopefully, I filtered some of these people out just because, you know, I've made my opinions on like soul leveling and stuff like that, being like, hey, this is kind of shonen meatheaded. If you care about good characters, this is not really the show for you. But well, I don't know. Hopefully, it doesn't completely offend everyone's asses, but y'all are probably fine. Anyways, I have to. I've read through like 5. Like, here's the problem: is there's so many more mangas and manhwas that I've been reading, and the funny thing is that manhwas seem to do better. Like, sorry, not as good on YouTube, which is weird. Oh, that's one thing I wanted to show. I wanted to watch something real quick. Hold on, let me find this. Let's go. Watch later videos. Oh yeah, also like Gigguk's video, please. Holy crap. I'm gonna obviously have that. I'm gonna watch it again and then like it on an actual profile. I was just doing that so I didn't, you know, get any weird shit in between. Okay, hold on. So okay, hold on. All right, guys.
What if you wanted to marry someone?
Let's take a listen.
What if you wanted to marry someone just for their money, but you find out the person you're engaged to might be a little...
Might need to turn this up.
What if you wanted to marry someone just for their money, but you find out the person you're engaged to might be a little crazy? We're introduced to Makoto. He used to be a rich kid, but after his parents passed, he lost everything.
I'm reacting, so piss off. piss off. Okay, I'm reacting. I paused it. I just want my viewers to look at this for a second. All right.
So now he's living with his uncle, who also isn't doing
I
well
haven't
financially.
actually watched this.
He doesn't want to be a burden, and he wants his wealth back. He remembers that his parents set him up in an arranged marriage to a girl who comes from a wealthy family. So he transfers schools to meet his supposed fiancée and secure his engagement. But here's where the twist comes in. Based off the photo he had, he was
I'm going to be honest, this person does actually have way better editing on shorts than me, but
expecting a refined and elegant girl.
it's a good job.
But turns out she's a bit of a mess. Socially awkward,
Okay, this is the part. This is the part. All right, that I want you guys to listen to.
a refined and elegant girl. But turns out she's a bit of a mess. Socially awkward, has no friends, and doesn't seem to know anything about him or the engagement. She's a bit quirky, but she's not a bad person. So he has a change of heart. So instead of just trying to marry her for her money, he decides he wants to try to legitimately fall in love with her and help her become a more stable person in the process. So will his plan work? Find out by reading. I will fall in.
So, anyways, I'm not going to say anything except that my video absolutely came out first. And also that some of this definitely sounds like it was reworded. But I will leave the allegations. I do not know for sure. I do not know at all. I'm just saying that it has a very interesting has some similarities. So I do not actually know. I'm not going to accuse him of anything, but I'm just saying, like, my most popular short gets a very, very freaking similar thumbnail in terms of like what my video was. This section right here is screaming something to me. I don't know because it's the plot, right? If you're just describing the plot, right? So it could be exactly the same, right? You could literally you're just describing the plot, right? So it's going to sound very similar. I do not like this part though.
Based off the photo he had, he was expecting a refined and elegant girl. But turns out she's a bit of a mess. Socially awkward, has no friends, and doesn't seem to know anything about him or the engagement.
Okay, let me hold on. Let me grab my one. Okay, let me grab my one. I actually want to tell because I actually do not know how similar they are. All right, so let me actually go to mine. Let's go in here. Let's go shorts. All right, let me freaking grab this. All right, let's go share, copy. Okay. Okay. Let's go to okay, never mind. Maybe it's not as bad as I thought. It just sounded. It just sounds really similar. And what the biggest thing that caught my eye was just the thumbnail. It just looks awfully similar. And I don't know. You guys tell me. I'm not gonna do shit, obviously, right? Like I can't do shit. That's just retarded. Oh no, I used the R word. Sorry. Hope you all are good with it. Honestly, it probably should have come out earlier. But yeah, I'm probably gonna. I don't really care. I'm a little annoyed that I can't freaking say that word a lot of the time. I just want to freaking say it, so I don't really care anymore. But anyways, don't get offended. If you do, fuck off. Anyways, Sorry about that. But anyway, this section. Turns out she's a little bit of a freak. Turns out she's a little bit of a mess. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Hmm. 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 You know? I just realized I was not even freaking showing you guys anything. I'm just saying, like, go over here. Friends, zero social skills, has a yapping issue, was actually a complete wreck of a human being. With no friends, zero social skills, has a yapping issue, is extremely unkept, and is just generally unsanitary. Okay.
But turns out she's a bit of a mess, socially awkward, has no friends, and doesn't seem to know anything about him.
I don't know, just the way that it's said is just awfully similar to mine, and it just, I don't know. I don't actually know. I have actually no idea, so let me know what you think. I don't know if this, this is anything. I just think it's kind of funny. All right, I just think it's kind of funny. It's a little hilarious, so you know. Anyways, is what it is. Is what it is. So, anyways, okay. Let me take a look at this. Look at this shit. Take a look at this person's art. Let's grab copy. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Very nice. Very, very nice. Very cool. T-shirts, designs. Huh. Wholesome. Very wholesome. Very cute. Always love supporting artists. I've been doing some drawing in my own time, not gonna lie. I think I kinda cooked, alright? I think I kinda cooked. Okay. Honestly, and on this thumbnail, hold on. Maybe I should share this. Maybe I should. Hold on. I'm pretty sure I cooked somewhere. Hold on. Oh, let me get you guys some music. What the frick? I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay. Let's go in here. I'm gonna be honest though. His short is definitely kind of better than mine. I'm like, yeah, it is. In terms of production, yeah, it is. I will give him that for sure. There we go. Shit, do I not have it? Fine. And cook. Fine. Anyways, I'll probably show it later. Another time. But yeah. All right. Well, I'm probably gonna end it there. To be quite honest with you, I do need to get back to editing. Oh, look at that. My model froze. I have to get back to editing. I want to finish like a few more shows today, and then edit them. So, yeah, no, I appreciate y'all, if whoever's here, y'all for coming. Let me know if I should do more of these. I don't know if they're like entertaining at all. So like, I could just be like complete just dumb sometimes. So I mean, if y'all do want me to do more of these, I can set aside more time for it. But I prefer honestly my YouTube content, so I don't know. Let me know. Let me know. You know, just let me know. Let me know. Yeah. Appreciate y'all being here. Oops, music in the background there. Keeps cutting. Sorry, I have not streamed in a while, so I've not set this up in a while. But yeah, thank you all for coming. I'm gonna take like 4 more shots to get me through the rest of these shows, and then I will try and spit this thing out by the end of the week as fast as I can. I am definitely rushing, which I should not be doing. But hopefully I come out with a really good video. And then soon after that, I will have the next video ready. So thanks for coming. Hope that was fun. And yeah. I'm gonna figure out how to end stream now because I don't know how to freaking do that. But yeah, thanks for coming. And definitely no incest, but alcohol helps with the show watching. If you're watching a lot of shows, not the incest. Anyways, y'all have a good one. Peace.